Welcome to day 4 of my Go Love Yourself videos. I hope you're enjoying. The videos are intended to be for people of all levels, so if you want to kick it up a notch, go ahead, and if you need to kind of step it back and tune into whatever your body needs in this moment, then feel free to support yourself in that way as well. For today's practice, we're going to be using 2 blocks, but don't worry if you don't have blocks. We can also use books, or you could use pillows. And you might not need the blocks at all, so we'll just kind of see. We're going to start off today in a tabletop position. So we'll take the knees underneath the hips and the hands underneath the shoulders. And you want to have a nice long flat back. So don't have your knees too close to your hands. Walk them back a little bit. Give your spine some space and some length. And we'll just move through some cat-cow movements with the spine. So as you exhale, let's draw the tailbone under, tuck the chin down towards the chest, lift the belly up into the spine. And then as you inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the tailbone, sliding the shoulder blades down the back as we gaze up. And just kind of move in tune to your own breath, exhaling to draw everything together at center, letting the head hang heavy. And then as you inhale, lifting and expanding through the front of the body. We'll do one more in either direction. And then we'll come back to that nice flat back neutral position. And then we're going to do something called thread the needle. So this is helping to open up through the upper back and in between the shoulder blades. We're going to start by reaching the right fingertips upwards towards the ceiling. And then we'll take that right hand and thread it down and through, placing the side of our head on the ground. We'll take the left hand and just use that left hand pushing into the ground to help open us up towards the sky. Option to stay here, or we'll sweep that left hand back and around, looking for just a little bit more opening through the left shoulder. One more deep, full breath here. And then sweeping that left hand back and around. Let's unwind, come back through center. And then we'll get ready for the other side. So we'll take those left fingertips, we'll stretch them up. And then we'll wind ourselves down and through. Same thing that we did on the other side, finding a place that's comfortable for the head to rest. Using that right hand grounding into the floor to help open us up. And then we can take that right hand, sweep it behind towards the left hip, asking for a little bit more opening and movement, mobility through that right shoulder. And then we'll bring it back and around, planting the right hand down, unwinding ourselves. And then our final spinal movement from our tabletop position here is going to be extending the right leg behind. We'll take that right leg over towards the left side, take the toes down, and then start to curve the body over towards the left as well. So almost like we're trying to make a little bit of a C shape with the side body, feeling that nice deep stretch into the right hip, through the right rib cage. We can even take the hands and walk them a little bit further over towards the left side, gazing back towards those left toes. To come out, we'll walk the hands back through center. Let's extend that right leg behind us, but keep it lifted. We'll sweep it all the way around towards the right side. Take the sole of that right foot towards the mat. Left hand is going to line up with the left knee, and we'll reach the right hand up and overhead. So now we're getting a stretch all the way from that right ankle up through the side of the body into the right arm. And it feels pretty good. We can even take that right hand, bring it behind the head, and use the gentle weight of the head pushing into the hands to help just open up through that shoulder a little bit more. To come out, we'll roll ourselves down. Hands come back towards the mat. And we'll take that right foot and just bring it back into our tabletop position. And then moving to the other side. Left leg is going to extend back. We'll sweep the left toes over towards the right side, plant that foot down, and just begin to explore some motion over towards the right side. So gazing back towards the toes, maybe want to increase the stretch a little bit by walking the hands over. And just notice what it feels like to kind of drop and lift that left hip. So where do you notice the deeper stretch? Find that place, hold for another breath. And then we're going to take the hands, walk them back, sweep that left leg back behind. It's going to travel all the way around. The foot is going to plant. We'll take the right hand in line with the right knee. Left hand lifts up and overhead. Left hand can come behind the head. Gentle push of the head towards the hand to help open up that shoulder a little bit more. Wherever we're stretching, it should feel pretty juicy. Take that left hand, bring it back around. Extend the left leg back and behind, coming back into our tabletop position. We're going to take the toes together, knees apart, and we're just going to start to circle the hips here a little bit. So moving side to side, bringing the weight of the body forward, over to the other side, and allowing these circles to be nice and slow. Looking for opening through the pelvis and the hips, the inner legs. And the slower that we can move, the more we're going to notice where we feel the opening, where we feel tight. We'll take these circles and let them travel in the opposite direction. And then next time the hips come back towards the heels, let's push into the palms, walk the hands forward, and then release the forehead down towards the mat, just for 2 deep, full breaths here. Option for the next couple of breaths is to put the elbows on the ground, place the palms together, and then bring the forehead back down, reaching the hands up overhead. We'll drop the palms back to the earth, lift the hips. We're going to tuck the toes and come into a plank position here. From our plank position, we're going to lift the right foot off of the ground. So the right leg is going to be about parallel with the ground now, and then we're going to take that right knee, sweep it out towards the right side, up towards the right elbow, and then extend it back. We'll do that 2 more times. Keeping the core engaged, drawing the belly in, strong arms. And then dropping that right foot down. We'll lift the left foot, left leg now parallel with the ground, and then we'll sweep that left knee out and up. Extend and reach that heel back. 2 more. Finally, reaching that foot back, taking the toes down, push into the palms, send the hips up and back, downward dog. From downward dog, we're gonna lift the right foot up. It might be a lot, it might be a little bit. And then we'll take that foot and step it in between the hands. We're gonna come into a low lunge position, so that means we're taking that left knee down. We'll untuck the toes. And this is where it might be nice to use your blocks. So if you have blocks or pillows or books, you can put them underneath your hands, and it just helps to lift through the upper body, taking a little bit of that weight off of the joints of the lower body so that we can look for more opening through the muscles and less opening into the joint spaces themselves. And then we'll strengthen here for a moment. Let's tuck the back toes, lift that back knee, push into the left heel, and then sweep the right hand up as you turn towards the right side. Making sure to keep that right knee right over top of its own ankle, and then looking for opening through the chest and reaching up of the fingers, so arms are working strongly here. We'll do a slow sweep of that top hand forward and down. We'll take the back knee down, step the right knee back, take the blocks, place them to the side, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, downward dog. And then same thing next side, sweeping the left leg up and back, And then taking the weight of that foot forward as we step it in between the hands. Drop back knee, untuck the toes. Hands either on the floor or on props. Lift through the upper body as we sink down through the hips. Let's get twisted. Tuck the back toes, lift that back knee. Right hand is gonna stay down. We're gonna lift the left fingertips up. Push strongly into that back leg. Open up through the heart space. And then nice long swing of that left hand forward and down. Step the front foot back. Come through your tabletop position, taking the blocks, placing them to the side, toes together, knees apart. Slowly sink the hips back towards the heels. One final child's pose, maybe even taking the hands, placing them one on top of the other, and then just resting the forehead on the ground. Tune into your breath here. Begin to deepen your inhales and your exhales. 3 more just like that. And then we'll lift through the upper body. Walk the hands back towards the hips. Take the hands down towards heart center. Drop the chin down towards the chest. Namaste, yogis. Thanks for practicing with me on day